let's talk about, once I get that low level penetration from both knees and I get into the pocket, now I'm looking for that capture. I'm looking for my opponent's reaction. I'm looking for that sprawl. This is where the elbow presents itself most times. So I pulled my opponent and I dropped in. Now I'm under, I'm deep. He's gonna feel it. His hands are probably on the mat because I pulled him over top. Now he's gotta get to that sprawl. To get to that sprawl, he's probably gonna push off his hands on the mat. And then once he gets his hips back, he's still not back far enough. So he's looking to grab or drop or push off my hips. So here comes the sprawl. He's trying to get back, and a lot of times it's just natural. They want to bring that arm inside. The key thing about this, what I'm looking to do is not grab. I don't want to use my hands in this position. I want to trap the arm. I don't want to try to see how strong I am and hold the arm. I want to trap it. So as I trap this elbow, I want to start getting my height because I want that amplitude. I want that 3-point move. In today's world, it would be 4-point move. So when I raise up, you're going to see this rotation is going to happen with my body on the finish. And as I finish, I want to keep the leg and I want to keep the elbow. So it's about getting tall, big, strong body, skeleton comes up. And now, once I'm up, now you're going to see my knees leave the mat and that rotation begins. And I put myself across the body. And I still have leg control and I still have elbow control because I'm looking for options later. Okay, so we're here again in this position. We talked a little bit. You know, the better the competition, I had to elevate my level change, right? I'm down in here on my knees now from watching John Smith win 6 gold medals, right? And this is a pretty basic move. This is pretty common with the highest level guys at the World Championships. They might drop their hand in here for a second, but they also know, don't leave it sitting there. So, as quick as it comes in, that first one is, great, you got him. But if I catch an elbow and the guy feels it, he's gonna start trying to straighten his arm and wiggle his elbow out through that gap. You don't have to bail. I'm still thinking, my time 3-point moves, your time 4-point moves. Don't give up on this high amplitude yet. Sometimes I would only have 4 fingers. Sometimes I would have an entire wrist. Now the one thing about this finish here on this one, when I'm going from wrist or fingers, is there's a lot of slack in the line. And so when you elevate and you go for your rotation, you've gotta kind of extend this arm because that elbow capture is really tight and keeps him compact. Now he's not compact. So when I come up and look for that rotation, I pop up, I extend. But not only is it an extend, it's still, I'm pulling my opponent around my body because remember, we still have that knee rotation. This outside knee is gonna step up, so pull and step. It's a sloppier version of it, but it's still 4 points. So let's talk big points, let's talk about big finish. And sometimes, you know, wrestling evolves because you just want the crowd to go, wow. You know, and it's always fun to put somebody on their head sometimes. But if I caught him with an elbow, we talked about rotation. Sometimes I don't feel that rotation. In fact, sometimes this guy starts to sprawl and he wants to angle his body away. If he stays loaded up nice and neat on me, well, I can do the rotation and it's a quick finish for me. But if my opponent sprawls and takes his hips away from me here, I'm starting to lose that shoulder position. He's not loaded anymore. So as I feel that sprawl, there's another way to finish, and that's just, you gut it out. With your head up, your chest up, and sometimes you just gotta be a little strong here. And I wanna lift, and I want that big 4. So he starts to sprawl, and I'm losing him, right? Up, and I'm getting to my feet. And now, even though I'm here, I still wanna rotate. I don't wanna take a guy straight back because I'm looking for secondary turns when I come out of this. So I'm gonna rotate my opponent, put him back to the mat, and look for that finish.